Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Adventure Keeps Calling My Name, our YouTube channel dedicated to our love of travel and adventure, getting out there and living our life and having a great time doing it. Today's topic is a new one we're going to start doing every once in a while called He Said, She Said. And we're going to take some travel, not controversies, but dilemmas, maybe
Just questions.
questions.
Yeah, it could go either way.
That have pros and cons to both. We're going to pull it out. We're going to do paper, rock, scissors. Winner gets to decide which side of the issue they're going to take. They're going to tell you why they believe what they believe, and then the other one will tell you why they're wrong, basically. So we have 5 or 6 topics in here. So Matt, you want to draw the first one?
Okay. All right. Hotel or Airbnb?
If you don't know what an Airbnb is, it is where you can rent a vacation home or apartment or condo, or sometimes even just a bedroom in somebody's house, which we have never done because we are too many people for that. So, ready?
Yep.
Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Okay.
Okay.
You want pro or con? You want hotel or Airbnb?
I'll take the hotel.
Okay.
So, whenever you're traveling, I'd like to be assured of a certain level of comfort and facilities, and I think you get that by using a hotel on a regular basis, particularly a name brand, whether it's Marriott or IHG, something to that effect. Those are pretty international, or Hilton, international chains, and you're going to get the same basic level of service that you've expected in the past. So I would prefer to have a hotel if I'm going to travel overseas where I'm not really sure of the location where I'm going to.
Okay, Airbnb or vacation home rentals, I think are the way to go, especially if you're traveling with a family, because it gives you room to spread out. You're not all confined in one room with 2 beds, a TV, and a dresser. They can be in neighborhoods, so you really get to know the area you're in. They are sometimes off the beaten path if you don't like being in a big city. And, you can read the reviews and you know if the place is worth staying at or not. So definitely a vacation home or Airbnb condo rental. Not a bedroom in somebody's house. I'll never argue for that. But,
Yeah.
that it's more of an adventure to stay in a place like that. And you're more on your own. You can cook your own meals, therefore saving money, which is always a big plus when you're traveling with a big family. You can also cook familiar food. You can make hot dogs and French fries or hamburgers or whatever you're used to, compared to more exotic food that sometimes gets to you or you're just tired of maybe. So those are our opinions. Comment.
I think the cost on those two, would they be similar, you think, in nature?
It usually is. I mean sometimes even less, because they aren't in city centers or in major tourist areas. They're in neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So
could be.
So comment below what you think. Hotel versus Airbnb. Okay, next topic. Local food or stick to familiar fare. Ready?
Yep.
Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Crush.
Okay.
I'm going with local fare.
Okay.
So, hey, if you're out there traveling, don't eat at McDonald's. Eat at a local place. One of the things we like to do when we're traveling between here and there, we have to get a hotel overnight. We ask the desk clerk, hey, where's a local pizza place? Where would you order from? And thereby you get a little flavor of the locality. When you're in the South, you got to do barbecue. When you're in the North, or if you're in Philadelphia, you got a Philly cheesesteak. If you're in Ireland, you want to get an Irish stew and a Guinness. If you're in France, you're going to try escargot. In China, you're going to go get Chinese food. You're not going to eat at McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky, although they do have McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, pizza, all that stuff in China, no matter where you go. But, go local. You're on an adventure. You're traveling. Don't stick to what you can eat at home.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, the familiar, going back to the hotel discussion, is you're used to a certain type of food, a certain flavor, and you may have some picky eaters in your party that don't want to be adventurous. And so
we have 3 of them. They're adult boys, though. They're not usually with us now.
They're usually not with us. But with regard to the chains or something that you definitely know the flavor and the type of food you're going to get. And so that can be a comfort. Being away from home for an extended period of time after a while, that can be a little bit unnerving. It's nice to have some kind of flavor from home to relax you or just make you feel more at ease. And so that's one reason why I know when we've been in China for an extended period of time, to get some of that fast food and it had a familiar flavor, made us relax a little bit and calm down.
I will agree with you on that, because when we were on our first adoption trip in China, getting our baby, Serenity was now 15, almost 16. On the day that we got the kids, our guide arranged to have McDonald's delivered to our hotel. And I have never had a double cheeseburger that I loved more than that night, because we were dealing with, major life changes and stress and good changes, but still stress and changes. And that McDonald's was comforting. That being said, I didn't eat McDonald's every meal in China. Okay, next
All right,
one.
here we go. And we're going to talk about Disney cruises without kids.
Yeah, if you're just an adult couple, should you go on a Disney cruise, or should you leave the kids at home and go on a Disney cruise? Ready?
Yep.
Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Ooh, he wins.
I'll go for taking the kids.
Okay, I'll say leaving them at home. Go ahead, you go first.
Well, when you take your kids, then it's just a whole lot of fun. They're very excited, and that translates when you get a little bit older. Sometimes you get a little bit, I don't want to say jaded, but just you're used to things, and so it's not quite as exciting once you've done it a couple of times or traveled a number of times. And so whenever you have kids or someone with you who's like over the top excited about going to this dinner party or seeing the characters or seeing this movie on the ship, hey, that just reinvigorates you and just makes you feel like them. And so I think it's a great way to enjoy traveling when you go with your children.
Disney cruises with kids are magical and fabulous, and they're just everything you could ever want for a family trip, I think. But sometimes mom and dad or young couple, no kids, love Disney just as much as kids and get just as excited about seeing the characters. And it's nice to be able to go and do that without the pressure of, we have to be in the lobby to see the princesses. We have to go to Ariel's tea party. We have to go to Goofy's pajama dance party. We can be adults and go to the adult entertainment district and hear the bands, hear the piano. They have wonderful piano bar, martini bar on the Disney cruises. They have all sorts of adult oriented entertainment, and I don't mean that as in adult oriented. I mean like just for mom and dad, for grandma and grandpa, for late or young adults. We joked about me working on my wino series, because I did a lot of wine tastings on one of our cruises, and every time you got a pin, and so I had the wino series, I say. There's so much for adults without kids that it's nice not to have the kids, or if you don't have kids, empty nesters or young marrieds. It's so relaxing, and it is an extra level of service that even though we enjoy Carnival cruises, you don't get on Carnival cruises. So that as an adult, you can still go and enjoy it. First run movies, their nighttime shows on the stages are the best I've ever seen, and I wouldn't miss one. So without kids, you don't need kids to have excitement and adventure. And if you're going without kids, Disney is a perfect place to choose, especially if you don't like casinos and the party atmosphere. That I love a party atmosphere, but sometimes, man, I just want to kick back and not worry about it. So Disney without kids is perfectly acceptable. And that's all I have to say about that. So our next topic is drink package, yay or nay? Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Darn it.
Okay. I will take the nay side.
I knew he was going to say that.
Drink package. On Carnival, I think it's $56 or something a day, somewhere around
Unless you buy it early, then it's only like $51 a day.
Okay, $51 a day, which equates to about 5 or 6 drinks that you have to consume on a daily basis. So,
alcoholic drinks.
Alcoholic. Right. So, to get 5 or 6 alcoholic drinks in a day, I think most adults would be able to do that for day 1, maybe day 2. You go on a longer cruise, it's getting more and more tough to sip down 7 or 8, 9 drinks a day after you've been on a ship for a while. You're eating a lot of rich food, large meals, snacks. they ring the dinner bell constantly on the ships. Your body's starting to say, hold on, I've had enough. And I really don't think a person can enjoy the latter part of their cruise trying to consume that much alcohol. And so that's why I would say, depending on the type of person you are, it may or may not be the right choice for you. So everyone's going to be different, but for majority of people, I'd say 8-9 drinks a day, that's probably a lot to expect on a 10-14 night cruise.
He is so wrong on this one. Yes, it is $51 a day if you buy it ahead of time. And that is 5 or 6 alcoholic drinks a day. But the drink package on Carnival at least also includes sodas, milkshakes, specialty coffees, bottled water, energy drinks, smoothies, virgin drinks. Whatever you want to put in your body that's liquid, it's included. So maybe you're only drinking 3 drinks a day, alcoholic drinks. So that's roughly $20, $21. But you got that specialty coffee every morning you want to get. Maybe you get 2. I love specialty coffees. You slip a little Bailey's in there with your coffee. Or, afternoon you'd like a milkshake. Those are, I don't even know how much a virgin milkshake is.
$6-7.
Spiked one is
easy.
$11.
Yeah.
You want bottled water with dinner, or soda with dinner, or an energy drink because you're dragging in the afternoon? That's all included.
Is that true across all cruise lines?
I don't know, because we've never even looked at it on other cruise lines.
Okay.
So on Carnival, it doesn't have to be, you're half drunk all the time, because it includes everything. And that's comforting, because, the room service coffee is lovely because they bring it to you. And that's a good thing, but it's not the best coffee I've ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney World has better coffee than room service coffee, and that's saying something. So we're on this cruise. We have the drink package. The coffee shop is 1 floor up. So I'm going up and getting coffee every morning there. I might get the room service coffee too, just to get me going. But, man, it's all included. It's all included. And it's a limit of 15 alcoholic drinks a day. That does not count the soda, the energy drinks, the bottled water, or whatever. And it's the 1 liter bottle of water at dinner at night. Definitely getting that every night at dinner.
I don't think Disney offers a drink package.
Disney does not offer a drink package, but Disney always has true drink specials. The one cruise we did, it was 2 for 1 in, I can't remember, it's their Irish pub.
Yeah.
So we would go down every night for dinner, and we would get 2 whatever the drink of the day was. So, drink package, yay. Because you're prepaying it. You're going to spend it. You're just prepaying it.
Yeah.
And if you have the drink package and you get a drink that you really don't like, you slide it off to the side and you get something you like. And you're not hurting anything.
Yeah.
You didn't waste $8 on a drink. The Alchemy Bar drinks are $11 a piece.
Yeah.
2 of those, you've almost hit half of the cost of your drink package for the day. I think I won that one.
Well, we'll let the viewers decide.
Yes. Comment below. Give us your opinion on all of these. We have 2 left. Pick one.
Okay. Shore excursions through the cruise line or a third party?
Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Oh, who knew I was going to do?
I'll do the third party. Third party, you definitely get a better price. So you can get very similar excursions, third party generally, and check them out online, make sure they're legit and that people have had good experiences, but you're definitely going to get a better price. And I think that's what it comes down to. What the cruise lines do, they contract with local operators to run cruise or excursions for them. They're going to be more money because the cruise line's got to have some play there, to be some cushion to be able to make money on the scheduling of the excursion, and then the person who's operating the excursion's got to make some money too. So you're kind of paying 2 different people for different functions there, and so they're always going to be more expensive through the cruise line. So like I said, you can get very similar excursions through a third party and check it out online, make sure everything's legit, and I think you'd be almost just as happy. I mean, there is a little bit of worry about getting back to the ship on time because they will not hold the ship for a third-party excursion if it gets late, delayed, waylaid for whatever reason. But that might be a reason to have travel insurance. But you definitely will pay consistently a lower price.
Yes. But by booking it through the cruise line, you have a little bit more leverage of a guarantee. Especially if it's a port you are not familiar with or that is questionably safe for Americans. I don't know how to put that in a good way. We were in Cartagena, Colombia on a cruise, and we did a shore excursion booked through the cruise line because I grew up in the 80s, and Cartagena was known for one thing, and that was drugs and murder. So I was a little leery, booked through the cruise line, had a terrible shore excursion, got back on the ship, complained, got a refund, like 50% refund,
Yeah, it's partial.
and I was glad that I was dealing with a company that I knew, I was familiar with, that I was a customer of, that they were going to be taking care of me. I've heard of shore excursions that, traffic, you don't know what the traffic's going to be like in some of these countries when there's, a 2-lane road and tour buses and stuff, and if you get caught in traffic and there's an accident and you don't get back to the ship on time, you better hope you have travel insurance, because now you're stuck in wherever and need to get away home. So you do have more security booking through the cruise line. We're going to Costa Rica. I booked through Carnival just because I'm not really sure about Costa Rica. I've never been there, and I know that it's on some kind of a list with the U.S. government. It's like not a warning list or what, I don't know, but you need to be aware, that you're in a foreign country in every sense of the word, and you need some protection. And if it's simply the protection of the cruise line is going to wait for you to get back to the ship, then at least there's that. You're going to pay more, but you have peace of mind.
Yeah.
Last topic. Minimal planning for your trip, or detailed planning. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, scissors, shoot.
All right, you got it.
I'm going for detailed planning. You're spending a lot of time and a lot of money on this trip. Any trip. It involves a lot of time and more money than you're used to spending probably. You want to know where you're going and what you're doing. You want to have a hotel and a game plan. We went to Paris, and I got us the Metro Pass and the Museum Pass for Paris. We didn't have to wait in line at the Louvre because we got to go through the pre-bought. We knew we had a ride because we had the Metro Pass. We had an idea what we wanted to do each day, that we could take things out and slide things in and rearrange. Wound up spending more time at the Louvre than we thought we were, so we didn't make it to another museum, but that was okay. We had a plan, and we had a flexible plan, and I think that's important. When we went to Ireland, we had an idea what we wanted to do in each place. We didn't just show up and say, now what? So I'd go for detailed planning with flexibility.
Well, that's the one issue that you don't have when you have detailed planning. If you buy tickets ahead of time for a museum or a show or something, you don't have the flexibility that day if you don't feel well or someone's not feeling well in your party, or if you just find something else you want to do that day. So that's the biggest reason not to do the over-the-top extensive planning prior to departure for your trip. You can also just have the general guideline and say, hey, these are some things we want to do. When we get there, we'll see what fits into our schedule. And we might find some other things local that we just didn't run across. So that would be one reason why I'd say, hey, we don't really need a detailed plan. One thing, whenever you go to Disney World, anyone that's been to Disney World right now, if you stay on site, you've got to pick your dining reservations, time and location and day months in advance. You also have to make fast pass accommodations months in
90 days
advance.
in advance, yeah.
And so it's really difficult to know, is this going to be a good weather day? Is this person going to feel well? If you're traveling with 4 or 5 people in the party, anyone can get ill or not feel that well.
Or just
that
be
day.
tired.
And just be tired. And so that's a real consideration when you're over planning, or whenever you're committing yourself to a certain plan ahead of time. So I'm more in favor of a minimal planning ahead, and just take it as it comes.
But if you're going to Disney and you don't make those reservations ahead of time, and you really want to eat with the princesses, or you really want to do this or do that, you're probably
Right,
out of luck.
that's one trip where you can't just
Yeah.
think, we'll just do what we feel like one day when we show up. You can't do that there.
No. So, these are our opinions on a couple of topics. Let us know what you think. We're interested in hearing your opinions. Maybe there are things we haven't thought of. There probably are things we haven't thought of, because this is just us in our little bubble, in our little world.
Yeah.
So comment, subscribe, like the video. And until next time, remember, adventure is out there. So go have an adventure.
Bye-bye.
Good night.